keep the conversation going. So in this case, CivicWise is the platform. A platform connects like-minded people and organizations. So you should connect those people that have showed interest in order to generate further conversations and to prepare the next step, which is another co-design event where we try to go forward, learning from the insights of the previous one. So in this case, you might also ask people if they are interested in the time between the two events, if they want also, as Elena said, to want also to collaborate in filtering out those who are the findings of this collective exercise. And so if there are people interested that they were not already, those who started off, so they want to join, and they can do this. And plus, there's the chance at the next event to share the results and the findings, and also to start again some sort of conversation. How do we move forward? Shall we want to try to make it more tangible now, or we want to still elaborate a bit together, and by availing different experiences, backgrounds, there might be some other stuff that they want to throw onto the thought and elaborating.
That's very helpful. Very practical ideas. Are you following on those views?
I am. I think you kind of see it like the first brick of a building, right? So it's like, and you kind of got to keep adding. I think if you can keep harnessing the same kind of energy and excitement and openness, then I think you can actually get something that's really quite unique and different. And I think that's what then will bring people into the platform in the first place. The fact that you've already got so many different people who are thinking about it and contributing to it, it means you're more likely to create something that more people will want. And so I think don't lose that.
Yeah, I also think, as you already did it. I mean, you ask people how we can contribute. So that's gonna be really an interesting analysis of the inputs that are coming out of this. So there might be something that can be straight applied, or some useful skills that within this community that can be put at the service of the community straight away. Might be, depending on the I don't know what they want. I mean, I checked that, but there might be some very interesting, actionable situation over there that can be straight away applied to the next event. And I would suggest, I really appreciate this very lean approach. Let's try straight away and see what happens, and then we move forward to get to a certain point that make it always more tangible. So even analyzing some case studies, inspiring case studies from different communities, not just in Europe. You were mentioning a community in Kurdistan.
It's a bit extreme.
So just to give you an idea. So and start thinking if there is like a pilot that we can test it out. Like how can we serve help?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You learn by doing. So.
I also think show us the alpha version of it, because I think when people can start seeing something and playing around with it, then that sparks so many more like tangible ideas as well as like sort of more conceptual ones. Because then you're starting off from something, and then you can be like, oh, and this other thing would be really cool, and you can kind of go on a rant on that, but that's starting from something more tangible.
That's great.
Yeah, very last thing, there was a question like, what do you think about horizontal organizations? I believe that yes, they are really cool and they are really up to these times, But there has to be some sort of leadership, because at one point you need people that they need to take decisions. In this case, if we apply to this case, it's basically that we have all of these, big potential social capital in this room, lots of people, ideas and projects. They're already in networks they can also mobilize. And the leadership or oligarchic leadership, how do you want to call it, at a certain point has to, give a direction of all this stream of goodwill ideas and projects and networks. We need to, the leadership doesn't mean one person. It's a very extensive, but we need, to a certain stage we need to funnel down a little bit, because
it's that process of like, what is it? There's a sort of like
a diversion and convergence.
Yeah.
It has to be. I said, this very moment has to be divergent. Has to be like the wider, the better.
But in terms of making decisions, at some point you'll have.
You need a governance model method, and you need everybody everybody are aware of that. So everybody knows how to behave within the organization. So, but I mean, even if horizontal organization, non-hierarchical organization, there has to be some sort of leadership somehow. It's just a matter to understand how, but a little bit.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate your time here, and I know that you want to go soon, but I'm going to ask you the last thing, and is, considering what you're feeling, what are your feelings about today, or what you're feeling about the project, can you put your feelings in one word or one sentence?
Yeah. Promising.
Give me a second.
No worries.
In the what is CivicWise is, I wrote a spark, and I think that notion of the sort of the beginnings of something that could really be big. But spark is probably how I would describe it, how I feel and what I think it is.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, you too.
Same for us.